it's Tiffany here, and I am going to talk to you, all you guys out there, of what girls like better in a guy. So, the different types of guys, for all you guys out here, there's, the sweet, kind, innocent one that'll do anything for his girlfriend. That's always a big one, except you do not want to get too clingy. There's nothing more than what I hate than boys getting too clingy to you. Seriously, that's a big no. No. Anyways, then there's the jerks. I know we don't like too big of jerks, like really big and cocky, but we do like a little, jerk in there. It's weird, but don't overdo it, guys. So what I'm saying is like bad boy, but not too bad. Like some girls, you don't have to be stupid and do totally the wrong thing and actually be mean and a bully. Nobody likes that. But something more you can be cocky, I guess, but don't overdo it, guys. There's nothing more than what a girl hates than a guy bragging of how pretty he looks. You know what they say? What they say is, if a guy looks more in the mirror and owns more hair product than the girl, then there's something wrong there. So just don't think of yourself as the pretty one. Who wears the pants in the relationship, right? So, for all you really nice guys, just continue what you're doing. But, sometimes you need a little edge in there. Not an edge, but keep the girl trying to, get at you and hard to get, but not too hard to get, or she'll move right on unless she's really obsessed with you. So no, not too hard to get, but possibly you could, let's say she asks you out. Don't say well, I doubt a girl asks a guy out, but it sometimes occasionally happens. I'm never saying it's impossible. It does happen. So if she does, don't say yes every single time. The girls do a little game. Yeah, that's perfect. I've never thought of it that way. A game. Just a plain old game. Her trying to win you over. But after a while, it gets old, and she possibly would move on. So, yeah. And for all you jerks all there, if you're wondering, oh, I'm so hot and good at sports and stuff, why doesn't that girl like me? Think about what kind of girl she is. If she's lead cheerleader and Mrs. dumb blonde, then she's probably gonna go for one of those jocks. But if she's one of those, let's say, doesn't really fit into a category, she's just normal girl, mysterious sometimes and nice and smart, but she won't talk to you. She ignores you, and when you try to hit on her, she gets annoyed, you know what I mean? Well, then that means you're way too big of a jerk and you need to get ego check there. So I would recommend that. And guys, what you guys should not do if you're dating a girl: fart, burp, be immature, poop jokes. What I really can't stand is yo mama jokes. Really, no need for those. No. And it's very kind of mean, because some girls might take the yo mama joke seriously. And yeah, especially if the girl looks like your mother. Let's say she's blonde, bleach blonde, and so is her mother, and then you're making a joke yo mama's such a dumb bleach blonde. Right? That would definitely offend her, and you might not even realize what you're doing. But that's not something. And when you when you hit on her, but you're going too far on a date, and she's okay, that's kind of personal, or ask personal questions, then just stop and change the subject, right? So, changing the subject is always well if it's an awkward moment, which we've all had here, am I right? So, another one is when you're insulting her, let's say you're younger and you still, I don't know why, but you like her. I don't know why boys do this. Please, 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 please. I will have a whole different video about I will have questions, and I would like you to answer them, okay? But just what you don't do is do not make fun of her too much. Just, I guess you could, no, just don't do it. Stay out of that subject of doing like insults. Like, here, I've been told this a lot, like, when you look at Medusa, she turns to stone. Like, really? Or when you're looking in a mirror at school or something, and they're like, oh, what are you trying to do? Break the mirror? Yeah, something like that. I've heard those so many times, and you have no idea how annoying it gets. Yes, so stay clear of that. And let me think of more. Oh yeah, when you're on a date, girls like to do the talking. Do not over talk about yourself. Oh, there's nothing worse. Like when you just like talk, and you're like, oh, my mother, yeah, she said this, and then I'm a model and I'm a lead guitar player of the band, and tomorrow I'm going on a trip to Hawaii, and I've been to all these places, blah blah blah, name all of them, and then she'll try to say something, and like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to be in Hawaii, and you're like, oh yeah, it's cool, you should try, and then go on. So anyways, I really like pizza, and I like, yeah, don't do that. The girl, you can like talk. I'm not saying you can't talk. That's what a date is, getting to know each other. But let the girl do the most of the talking, Girls like to talk, if you haven't noticed, and we do it fast, so pay attention. Don't fall asleep on us. If possible, get your phone down and take notes. Like, I'm serious. I'm not, like, joking. Legit. Get a pen and paper or your, like, iPod or iPhone and take legit notes. That will help you, and just study them. Studying them till your eyeballs fall out. Stay up late. I don't know. But that will really show that you care if the next day, let's say she says, oh, my mom's really ill. And then, like, a week, she's like, she's going through surgery. And then, like, a week later, you're like, oh, yeah, and she, like, names the date. Like, let's say, right now it's February 4th, and let's say, oh, my mom's very ill, and she's going on in surgery February 7th. Oh, I'm really sad. And you're like, oh, and you comfort her. And then when it's February 7th, you come to her, so, has your mom done her surgery yet? How did it go? And then she'll be like, you paid attention to that? And she'll really feel like you were paying attention, and girls really like that. So learn about them and ask questions, or give her a compliment, but don't do a compliment like, oh, I like your hair, and she's like, oh, thank you. Like, oh, I like your shoes too, and oh, I love your shirt. Oh, and those are really cute shoes. Don't overdo it, because then it's like, yeah, I get it. You think I'm hot. Get on with it. But more something like, oh my goodness, I really like your shoes. Where did you get them? Right? Something like that. And get to know her and ask, like, when's your birthday, and like favorite colors. And I don't know, this is more of a girl thing, but if you have a diary or, journal, yeah. If you have a journal, well, you could possibly write all this stuff down and try to be the most respectful boyfriend you can be. Oh, a really nice one. They say chivalry is dead. I'm sorry, I can never say that word. Chivalry is dead. But, like, girls love when you would, like, pull out their chair for them or hold the door open, even if you're not her boyfriend. They're like, oh, thank you. And, like, let's say you're standing behind them, like, quite a bit, and they're in front, and they're, like, have their hands busy. If you run, like, actually run right in front of them and open the door. You just run right in front of her, just to open the door, just for her. Then she'll be like, oh, thank you. And you're like, yeah, I got her wrapped around my finger. Yeah, so these are some tips, and if anybody has some more, please tell me, and I will make sure to share it. Okay, bye!